Welcome to the Next 15 podcast show with Trey North, and I got a co-host today, Pastor Chris McAllister from Life Changers Church right here in Austin. You heard him last week. I had to get him back on the show.
Awesome.
The chemistry was crazy, and I enjoyed you. So, hey, welcome back.
Hey, glad to be back, man. This is really fun, man. I love this.
Yeah, we had a great time on our last topic, dating versus relationship. Your wife was with us, and now it's just us two.
Yeah.
With back and forth banter.
Yeah. Real good, man. Yeah, I love having these conversations, dude.
Yeah, so we're doing, this is not a live recording, of course. This is a pre-recorded, but this is Sunday. And we were just having lunch before we came into the studio, and we were talking about our kids.
Oh, my goodness. You know, for anybody who have kids, man, you understand the up and downs when you're talking the thought process of children that grow into the teenage years, and then they get into the late teens, and how they think that they have everything figured out until they figure out that they don't have anything figured out.
It's like I don't know, man. They're so different from what we heard that growing up on our end too. How things were different and how the times are different, but it seems like the millennials are a totally different breed.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, absolutely.
I totally agree, man. It's because I think they are the first generation that had access to everything.
Yeah.
You know, it depended when we were growing up that we had certain access to things depending on the location you were at. But nowadays, you know, we grew up with TV, so you know whatever was on TV is what was on TV, and that's all you're seeing. But now you got you know, Instagram, Internet. Snapchat, you know, Netflix, YouTube.
Yeah.
So you know you can, you know, it's easier to become quote unquote famous.
Yeah, the world is at your fingertips.
Yeah, absolutely. I was talking to my son one day, man, and my son and my daughter, my youngest two, and they were trying to convince me that school now is harder than it was when we were in school. And I mean, maybe in some cases, but for the majority, I was like, absolutely, positively not.
You should have asked them when's the last time you wrote your name in cursive. Because we use pens and pens and paper.
Yeah, like when was the last time you actually walked into the library and did a book report? Like, you know what I mean? When was the last time you did 20 pages of?
Right.
We couldn't Google.
No.
You know, we had to read lectures and and they were like, but no, you're never convinced. Yeah, you'll never convince me of that.
Well, check it out. Today's topic is why do men cheat?
Wow.
Yeah, why do men cheat? It's kind of like a spinoff from last week's topic. And for the ladies that are listening, I promise you, I know this is one-sided today. Yeah. But you'll have your chance in your voice on the next episode on part 2.
Yeah.
Why do women cheat? Because we sure do want to know about that.
We want to know all your secrets.
And by now, you probably already have the answer to why men cheat, because we're dogs. But anyway, but that's not the case here. So, and let's get into it. Why do you think men cheat?
I think there's so many different reasons. But my first, I would have to say why men cheat is, one of the reasons because most of it is unsatisfaction. You know what I mean? Like for anybody. Yeah. Like, you know, they're unsatisfied with the decision that they have made at some point, you know, with the individual that they're with. Yeah. You know what I mean? So why does anybody cheat is unsatisfaction. Like that's, you know.
Or greed.
Or greed. Or, you know, or stupidity. You know what I mean? Like there are some dudes that have great wives or girlfriends or whatever may have you, and they're just not used to being with one person, and or they don't want to be with one person.
That's greed.
That's
I think that's greed and self-indulging.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know, especially when you do have because women always talk about men, looking for the right man, and they could be, and women can for the most part be faithful. I know, on the next show we probably can hear some stuff we're not gonna like, but I'm saying for men, we can have the sweetest chick, the best chick of all, and we will still step out on the relationship or the marriage. And the only thing I can think of is greed and self-indulgence and a lack of respect, not only just for the relationship and for the female, but even for themselves. I know that might be going too deep in it, but I mean, what do you think about that?
I think the same thing, and then on top of that, man, it's almost to the point where, like, you got the guys again, like you say, self-indulgent. It's a game. It's the rush. It's it's the we're the hunter-gatherer type ordeal that we're out for the prowl. What can I hunt down today?
The alpha male.
Right. As the lion stalks the hyena. It's almost. I mean, literally, it's almost that instinct that most guys have to fight. Because that's what they're, that's what they are used to. But then on top of that, you have the individuals who were taught that also. Like, it's always, you have the guys who were taught,
that's a different twist.
Yeah, you have the guys who were taught from, their superiors or their, big brothers or fathers or uncles that would always say, "Hey, man, it's out. How many body counts you got?"
Okay, I feel you, because I'm a product of that.
Yes, sir.
Somewhat.
Right.
The older cousins and you know what I mean, and some of the uncles that I talked to, was like just one,
right?
Because we saw them with multiple. It might have been Tina yesterday. But today it's Auntie Diane.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
it was like flavors of ice cream.
You remember it was like on Friday when Kim Whitley came down.
Oh yeah,
and she was like, "Ooh, you cuter than your baby pictures." It's like Sugar. Yeah, I think her name was Sugar or whatever. On the Friday, the second one.
Right.
Yeah, but no, I think so. I think. Man, that was a great response, because I do think it was because sometimes the game that was put in you, and the influences, the outside influences that you may have seen with multiple women. Right. You know what I mean? And so that might be. No, ain't no might to it. Yeah, that's probably one of the reasons why as well.
Right. And it's a lot that affects that. There's a lot, even to listen to the music, back in our day, we used to have like certain TV shows that we would watch with the music videos, and you never seen the guy with one girl. Like, he's the guy in the video. It was always 5-6 women around him while they're on a yacht in the middle of
okay, you're talking about the rap life, the rappers.
The rappers and even just, or the R&B singers.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
It was always, they be talking about love, but it was always 3 different women in the video. Like, you love all 3? Really?
Is it possible? Maybe.
Oh man, but there's a lot. I feel like there's multiple reasons why men cheat, but it stems back to really what you said earlier. Greed, selfishness, and then again, foolishness. I would put them 3.
Foolishness.
Yeah, foolishness. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, I tell you what, we're going to take a break. We're going to come back, and we're going to hear from some of our listeners exactly what they feel like why men cheat. These are all men, ladies. So you're going to hear some opinions and some, I guess not opinions, but some of it might be some truth to it, to their answers. Being a male. So we're going to come right back, and then we're going to dive right back into this topic.
Yeah.
Hi, this is LaRosha Royer from Tyler, Texas, and you're listening to the Next 15 podcast show with Trey North on Spreaker.com.
Why do men cheat? I feel basically that most men cheat because of a lack of commitment. Now, that commitment may stem from, just feeling like they're not ready to settle down in a committed relationship. There may be a lack of insecurities on their own part, being that they maybe didn't have a good role model in terms of a upright man who can love one woman and be committed in a single relationship. So I believe that that's part of it. And also I believe that communication is key as well. What I mean by that is oftentimes men don't like to communicate their feelings, and that can lead to, just feeling like maybe they're not feeling respected, or maybe they're not have some communicated their expectations when it comes to intimacy or sex, basically. So I believe that those are a couple of variables that play in factor in why men cheat.
Welcome back to the Next 15 podcast show with Trey North and my co-host Chris McAllister. And we just heard from Rod Garrett of Houston, Texas, his response to why do men cheat. So what do you feel about his comments?
Yeah, man, his comments was really placated to literally, I would say, most men that are in committed relationships that, again, feel a little trapped is what, sometimes you feel trapped in the same routine, over and over, the monotony of relationship, and if you're not, if you're not doing anything different, you're going to then at some point look for something different. So
you feel like a relationship, and I guess that could be another topic, but maybe lack of due to the spice absolutely. In the relationship, why men would cheat. It might have started out real good, and then when the mascara and all the ecstasy phase is over,
wears off,
where we used to be all over each other, we couldn't wait. Now it's kind of like I'm tired.
Now I'm tired of the way you chew your food.
I think he had a really good response.
And so, I mean, my thing again would be, when you're talking about cheating, it's some people, is the question is like, what's cheating? Like, is text messaging cheating?
I'm sure to a woman that it's cheating.
I'm pretty sure it is too.
Is it cheating if she does it to you?
Yes. Okay, so is it cheating if you're not married? If you're just, quote unquote dating?
That was last week's topic.
I was just asking.
Anyway, okay. Yeah. So check it out. We're going to hear another comment from Myron Cadell from Tyler, Texas. We're going to see what his opinions or his comments are on why do men cheat.
Hey, Trey, to answer your question about why do men cheat, for one, they may feel lonely in the marriage. They got married at first and it was all hot and everything was good at the beginning, and now that the marriage has moved on or the relationship has moved on, things have slowed down a bit, and they may be wanting to reach out and try to find that in someone else. Second one is lack of control in the relationship. Some men feel like if they lose control of their woman or their household or something like that, they latch out to do other things, and cheating could be one of those things. And they could be sexually not satisfied with the partner. They could have addiction or porn, or seeing things on there and their partner not able to do those things, and they want to latch out and experience with somebody else. So those are some issues that I can think of that why men may cheat.
Okay, we just heard from Myron Cadell on his reason why men cheat, and I think he had something that Rod didn't add on to that, and he was saying lack of control.
Lack of control.
That is very interesting.
Yeah.
Wow, I never thought of it that way.
That's a good thought process. Lack of control.
Yeah, that very good, Myron, because I never thought of it that way. I guess some men feel like, I don't know if would that be an issue though? I guess it's depending on the control,
right?
The way the word control is used. But if he's not feeling like the man of the house, maybe another woman might make him feel
less than
the
man. You know?
And so he might find someone that treats him like he wants or feel like he needs to be treated.
Right.
And that might draw an attraction.
Yeah.
So, what do you think about that?
I mean, I totally agree that the lack of control, man. It come almost when he said it was almost like a bomb dropping.
Yeah,
like the lack of control, and I can see that in a lot of kind of dysfunctional relationships is if the man doesn't feel like he have somewhat of control, not to be the domineering type, but just some control in his life in that relationship. It had it be the marriage, or the children. If there's no, if he doesn't feel like he has control, he'll reach out to a place where he feels like, well, at least I have some control in this area,
or I'm understood.
Right, or I'm understood. Yeah, absolutely. So that was Myron. That was really good, man, because you really hit the nail.
That was kind of deep.
Yeah.
That was kind of more into the playing into not into being the alpha dog, but playing into the emotional side of a man, which we're not very emotional creatures as most women are.
Right, and we don't never talk about that. That's why I said it was almost like a bomb dropping.
Yeah, that's deep.
Yeah, because that would open up a lot of doors. Because a lot of men don't talk about if they don't have control in their house. A
lot of men don't want to admit that they don't have control.
Yeah, touche, bud, Fred.
And then he brought up another interesting, and again, it's kind of deep too. He mentioned about an addiction, like porn addiction,
right,
and things that he's seen that is being done maybe on from a porn instead of standpoint, that's not being fulfilled in his own bedroom, or not in his, but in the man's own bedroom.
Right. But and that too with pornography, man, it's a fantasy world for the most part. You know what I mean? Like, and so a lot of men want their women to do what these women are getting paid to do. You know what I mean? And so and that's sometimes that's one of the problems with porn is simply because pornography puts out a fantasy world.
Right.
Like that. I'm not saying that none of that ever happens. What I'm saying is that you're not going to get that every time,
But for some men, maybe before they actually hooked up with their partner or wife, maybe that's what was going on in the beginning that attracted him in the first place.
Okay.
And then I'm not trying to say, ladies, that it's your fault. I'm just saying maybe it could be that you put out something that it was an expectation that, I'm going to lock this up, ring it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Since you want to put a ring on it.
Right.
I'm definitely going to put a ring on it. She does this and does that in the bedroom. Wow. And then all of a sudden, swamp.
Right. Well, in the in the business world, they call that false advertising. I'm just messing, ladies.
But it is. It is, though. I mean, like, why would you start something that you can't finish? And I'm sure the ladies might, when we do a show with them, they're going to probably have the same type of mindset. I would think. You know what I mean?
Of course.
But yeah, that porn comment was definitely
that's
also
another deep one.
Yeah, it is a deep one because when you have an addiction to something, what I'm saying, especially they're not saying that it's the woman's fault. Of course, the man should exercise self-control, but if he's missing something out of the bedroom and resorts to porn and sees that, then his attention now is out of the relationship, and now he's really having a relationship with porn.
Right. And I think it still partly goes back to the original statement that Mr. Myron said is control. Yeah. Like, I don't have any control in my bedroom. You know what I mean? And so again, at least I got control with the porn because I know what to look at to get the feeling that I want to get. You know what I mean? So it's that plays to me back to that control sense, man. That was heavy. Yeah, that was heavy.
Yeah, that was heavy.
Yeah, that was heavy, dude.
Heavy. Yeah. Okay, we got one more. Dwayne McAllister, also from Tyler, Texas. This is his comment on why men cheat.
There could be many different reasons why a man cheat. Some of it could be because of the thrill of the hunt. Some of it could be because they feel like they're not getting what they're supposed to have at home. Some of it could just be because they want to feel like they still got it. So it could be many different reasons why. Ultimately, I think it comes down to a man just wanting to do something different and wanting to still feel like, they got it, like I just said, and not being satisfied with what they have at home. Even though I think if they spent the time at home to fix the things that needed to be fixed, I think that their life would be fulfilled in that marriage or even, relationship. So that's what I think right now.
So we just heard from Dwayne McAllister from Tyler, Texas, and his comment was
the thrill of the hunt.
Yeah, the thrill of the hunt.
Yeah.
I almost lost my train of thought. Like the alpha male, the lion.
But he's right. He's right. You do have those men that it's kind of that always want to go back to their heyday of being single.
Ooh.
And being like, hey, I remember when I would go to the club or go to the parties, and that thrill of the hunt, the chase, the pickup lines, the figuring out who's going to tell you no, who's going to say yeah, just trying to see where your level of game is, and
if you still got it,
like to see if you still got it, like Mr. Dwayne said. I think a lot of dudes are in that category too, man. It's just especially older guys that have been married for a while. Just want to see if I still have it. Could I get out here and pick up something, a young gazelle, if you will.
Do you think that's wrong?
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, because really, how can you? I mean, do you? When I say think it's wrong, I mean the thought of wondering, the thought of, man, do I still got it? I know I've been married and I'm happily married, but I wonder if I still got it. Like, am I still attractive? You know what I mean?
I think. From a man, I think everybody has that question at some point. Would I still be, I can't remember the word, desirable?
Okay.
After the years of being out of it, has the game changed that much where I wouldn't be able to get back into the swing of things
if something happens?
Like
I'm cheating.
Yeah. Like if my wife caught me cheating. Yeah. But that, yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think, and I would just say personally, I think that every man has had that thought process. Now, that doesn't mean every man acts up on that process, but every man has that process of thought at some point in time, just to say, could I get out here and could I still do it? Could I still go to the club and pick up a young lady and and do it like I used to do? Had that be the 70s, the 80s, 90s, whatever that may be, I think everybody at some point be like, could I?
Do you is that blame on the relationship or the female in the relationship who's maybe, I'm just saying this might be another reason why, who's not really paying attention to her husband? Because we've been talking about the greediness of men, and we've been talking about the self-indulgent of a man.
Right.
But what about that for that man that is not getting the attention that he deserves in the relationship, and he's because let's keep it real.
Right.
Things like that do happen. Even the women fall off in what they were used to doing.
Right.
And I'm not giving it as a justification or excuse for the man to go out and step outside of the relationship. But could it be that as one of my mentors used to say, knucklehead floozy comes along and tells him how attractive he is, or how sexy he is, or how good he looks and dresses, and then now his attention is focused on her because his wife or his partner is not doing the same thing or hasn't been doing the same thing.
Well, I mean, with any marriage, every man needs a level of attention. It's not even the fact that we want it, but it is necessary. Just like women need attention, men need the same attention, maybe in a different form. But I mean, the lack of attention will make men go to a different or move our eyes to somewhere else, or move our attention to somewhere else, if we're not getting that level of attention that we deem necessary. And again, that level is changes throughout most men, but every man needs some form of attention. I truly believe that's again doesn't justify you going out and cheating, but we all need it.
Yeah, I think some women would be like, "No, that's just y'all insecurities." You know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, and that to some extent that could be true.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely.
But then again, I always think in a relationship, both sides, both parties, involved should keep the flame or tell each other how good they look and compliment one another, because these day and ages, man, these ladies can't compliment these men. They could kill us with these compliments, just vice versa.
Yeah,
but,
absolutely.
I mean, and if you're already having problems, because again, another reason why men may cheat is because of the problems in the relationship.
Right.
And there's a dissatisfaction taking place, or a void or a gap or something that's not being filled, and they decide to hey, move over here. Even though the grass may not be greener on the other side.
Yeah, that's another one too. Most men find that out. That you leave one set of problems to pick up another set.
Well, man, I think that's it for here. We're definitely going to have a part 2 on this, on why do women cheat. I am so interested.
Yes,
I'm hoping we can maybe get your wife and maybe someone else in on the show, because I would love to hear this. I'm telling you guys, this is going to be crazy. I know you guys want to hear this.
Yes.
I want to say thank you to Rod Garrett from Houston, Texas, who gave the first comment, and then Myron Cadell from Tyler, Texas, and Dwayne McAllister, also from Tyler, Texas. Thanks, guys, for your input. All 3 are friends of mine, and I just want to say thank you for your support. I'd like to also thank my co-host, great co-host, Pastor Chris with Life Changers Church. Thank you so much, bro, for being on the show today, my man.
Awesome.
Listen, guys, if you want to subscribe and get first-class news on events, podcasts, everything about us before anybody else, head on over to www.next15podcast.com. You can send me an email if you want to give some show ideas. We'll definitely take those ideas and create shows around those. You can email me at next15podcast@gmail.com. We're on all major platforms such as iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio. We're everywhere. We're everywhere in the podcast arena that you could possibly even think or imagine. Also, another big props to Rod Garrett from Houston, Texas, owns his own company, www.baldbeardedblessed.com. Great t-shirt company, has, nice stuff. You need to head over there and check out that apparel. And if you don't mind, please stay tuned and listen to a commercial. Please do that so you can find out how you can get your t-shirt from Bald Bearded and Blessed. That's right. Head on over to my boy at www.baldbeardedblessed.com. We'll see you next time on the Next 15.
Do you love sporting that bald and bearded look? Looking for apparel to match that clean and fresh look too? Then head over to baldbeardedblessed.com and check out the hottest t-shirts for every occasion. Whether you're lounging at home, working out, or hanging out having fun with friends, nothing expresses who you are like your look. Bald, Bearded, and Blessed has the shirt you're looking for. They have a variety of styles and colors for both men and women in size ranging from small to 4XL. Get your Bald, Bearded, and Blessed apparel today at baldbeardedblessed.com and enter code the next 15 in the promo section of the cart and get 15% off your order just for being a loyal listener. Follow them at Bald Bearded Blessed on both Instagram and Facebook platforms, and on Twitter at Bearded Blessed, or email them at baldbeardedblessed@gmail.com. Bald, Bearded, and Blessed is the apparel brand that expresses confidence and boldness for those who love the bald and bearded look in every facet of life.